Hello, my friends. Jacob is here once again, coming to you from space. Yeah, I'm wearing my coat because it's cold in space. Brr! Got a huge Planet 9 update. Enormous. Yeah, they think they may have found it. So this program is going to be an exciting one. There is a lot of stuff that is headed our way. Something huge is headed our way, like within the next week. You've heard of meteors, right? Those fireballs in the sky, you know, the things that have been increasing at a tremendous pace over the last couple of years. Like we're getting one after another. There was another one went pshoo, right over in St. Louis. A lot of people are very excited about seeing these things. A lot of people stay up for those meteor showers, you know, like the Perseids. That's a good one. Meteor showers when a comet, okay, this large heavenly mass that's a lot of rock, a lot of ice, a lot of gas, a lot of weird stuff, and it has this huge like tail that follows it. And in that tail, it's a debris trail. It's there's a lot of stuff in there, right? A lot of rocks, a lot of dust, a lot of, you know, space junk that it's collected along the way. And every once in a while, what happens is when that comet passes in front, that huge tail that's dragging behind it. Some people talk about the dragon that pulls with the tail, right? That casts a third of the stars into the sea. That's in the book of Revelation. A lot of people think that that could be symbolic of some kind of a comet that has a huge tail. Other people say it's Nibiru, which, by the way, we have more talk on today. But yeah, so there's a comet, and because of this comet, on November 21st or 22nd, they think we're going to have a meteor storm. Not a shower, a storm. What's the difference? About like 1,000, meteorites an hour. That's the difference. Weirder than that, it's called the unicorn meteor storm. And that's because of perception. So it's like when you're looking up at the sky and you see this, like the Geminid shower, right? Why do they call it that? Because behind it is Gemini, right? That's it. Or the Taurids, right behind it's Taurus. So this one's the unicorn. It's the unicorn. Monoceros, I believe, is the name. And, well, people are excited because every once in a while, something kooky like this happens. And it's very rare, but they say that there's a chance that 11:50 Eastern Standard Time, that you go outside, you look up, you look for the unicorn, right in between Betelgeuse and Sirius. You look up there and you're going to see something kooky. A unicorn meteor storm. Never heard of such a thing. You ever hear of such a thing? I haven't. It's a bunch of meteors and asteroids and all that stuff behind me right there, right? See, that would be like an asteroid belt, if you will. We have something like that goes around us. It's called the Kuiper belt. There is a planet that made my channel pretty popular. It's called Nibiru, Planet X, Planet 9. A lot of people have a lot of different names for it. You're going to hear the term Planet 9 today because that's what they believe they have now discovered. They just don't know it yet. They think that they already have information about this planet. Because of the TESS telescope that's out there. You know what took over? It's the Exoplanet Hunter. That thing is like found, I don't know how many new planets in the last year or so. One new exoplanet after another. So what is Planet 9? Well, it is a very large planet. Some say 10 times the size of Earth. Some say, bigger than that. Some say smaller than that. And it is in a very huge elliptical orbit. And every once in a while, according to the Sumerian texts, which if you ever heard of Zecharia Sitchin, he took these tablets and translated them and came out with a great book. And a lot of people have this belief now that there is a planet out there called Nibiru, right? As the legend goes, that is linked to the progression of the human race, that they genetically engineered us, that they came in, and the reason why there was such a quantum leap in intelligence and everything else is because of that interference. Some people call them the fallen ones or the fallen angels. And so there's this idea, if you're new to the channel, you don't know anything about Nibiru, go watch my videos, but there's this idea that this planet's coming around again, right? And what's ironic about this planet is that for years NASA denied it. They said, no, there's no such thing. It doesn't exist, right? So I did videos on this where I had said probably little by little, they'll start to say, yeah, it's out there. They'll drip the information little by little, and which is what they've been doing. And that steady drip of information is has now become like a waterfall. The Exoplanet Hunter itself has been scanning and finding quite a bit. And see, here's the thing with this planet. And we talked about this, everybody thought we were full of baloney. We had said that the reason why people can't see it is because it's on an infrared spectrum. It's so dark. The idea is that it has so much iron oxide you can't see it. The irony is that's what they're saying about this planet, Planet 9. So the belief is that if it's in that area of space, which is what they think, and they're not the only ones. I mean, there's a reason why you have the Vatican's, Lucifer telescope pointed up there. You got pretty much everybody focused on the sky. You got the Space Force. You got people landing on other sides of the moon. You got just the space race has been amped up in the last couple of years, and we understand why if that planet is coming in. So now when I did these videos, right, people would think that it was a little kooky. But then when you got astrophysicists, when you got guys like Batkin and Brown, these professors over at Caltech, coming out and saying that there are 5 lines of evidence that prove that there's a Planet 9. One of them is 6 known objects in the Kuiper belt, all of which have elliptical orbits, which is what this planet has. Supposedly it swings out and comes in. Some people say 3,600 years. Some people say every 36,000 years. They say that when it happened the last time, it caused Noah's flood. These are all things that are spooky, but let's not get too bogged down with that because there's a reason for everything. But these objects in the Kuiper belt, they're all pointed in the same direction. The orbits of objects are all tilted the same way, about 30 degrees, which would be explained by a massive body out there counterbalancing everything. Computer simulations show that there are more objects tilted with respect to that solar plane. Planet 9, listen to this, could be responsible for the tilt of all the planets in our solar system. So when planets are tilted and everything else, guess what happens? They're moved a little closer to the sun, a little farther away from the sun. Things are bumped off course, which explains the crazy climate as well. A lot of people They try to refuse to think that our climate change on this planet is not just linked to all of us, but it could also be linked to this massive planet, which has wobbled the universe. Yeah, that's right. Plane of the planet's orbit is tilted about 6 degrees compared to the sun's equator. Some objects from the Kuiper belt orbit in the opposite direction from everything else in the solar system. It's just, they even say that Uranus, that something smacked into Uranus, and that's why Uranus is locked in the weird orbit that it's in. Uranus is a planet. I got a mug. So the crazy, huge unicorn meteor storm is coming soon. November 21st to the 22nd, 11:50. Look up at the sky. If it's dark, you're going to get to see something interesting. It's interesting. The main star, the Alpha Monocerotis, which is the main star there, it's about 144 light years from the sun. This is an interesting area of space. I think it's very cool. And I don't think anybody should be too scared or too worried about it. I think it's weird. I've never heard of a meteor storm before. Never heard of that. It sounds kind of spooky. The comet is kind of mysterious. That is behind this. Just the whole thing, very cool. And that's why I wanted to tell you. Keep your eyes on the skies. A lot of stuff is happening. I think we are about to hear that Planet X, Planet 9, Nibiru, that it has been located. Very excited to hear that as well, because perhaps it'll change things. Perhaps people will start to wake up and realize that life is important and that living your life is even more so. It's time to get your house in order. You never know what's coming your way. I don't think you should be too scared about things cracking into you, but I'd be prepared, meaning that I put my faith in more than just this system, because this system it's doomed, you know. But the world isn't. The world isn't. That's the good news. So I hope you all have the best day ever. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Jacob Israel. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this channel around. If these shows have helped you, help Jacob to reach more any way you can, and have the best day ever.